Hello everyone, welcome to our deep dive into the fascinating world of weather. Al Roker here. Let's talk about why weather matters to all of us. It's more than just a segment on the news. It's a crucial part of our daily lives. From the moment we wake up, it shapes our choices, what to wear, how to plan our day, and even our mood. It influences how we get to work, whether we need an umbrella or if we should leave a bit earlier to navigate through fog or rain. And it certainly affects whether the kids can play outside or if it's a day for indoor activities. Weather isn't just small talk, it drives our daily lives and big decisions. It's a common thread that connects us all. But it's not just about today's forecast. We look ahead to plan our weeks, our seasons, and even our years. Seasonal outlooks matter for everyone, from farmers planting crops to families booking holidays. Knowing what to expect helps us make informed decisions. Knowing what's ahead helps us budget, plan, and prepare for the future. It's about being ready for whatever comes our way. Whether it's packing an emergency kit or planning a family trip, weather forecasts are essential for our safety and enjoyment. That's why we're looking at the big picture for the end of 2025, October, November, and December. These months are crucial as we transition from fall to winter. There's a major weather pattern returning and it's going to shake things up worldwide. This isn't just a local phenomenon, it's a global event. This isn't about one storm, it's about a global shift that will affect millions. Different regions will experience varying extremes from heat waves to heavy snowfall. So grab your coffee and let's dive into what you can expect as we close out the year. We'll break down the key trends and what they mean for you. Ready? Here's what you need to know. Let's get started. Stay tuned as we explore the weather patterns that will define the end of 2025. The headline for late 2025, 2 words, La Niña. It's all about cooler than normal water in the Pacific Ocean along the equator. This little girl event shifts global air currents, steering the jet stream and changing weather everywhere. La Niña can bring rain to dry places, drought to wet ones, and alter temperatures worldwide. Its opposite, El Niño, is when those waters are warmer. For late 2025, there's a strong signal, about a 71% chance, La Niña will develop, even if it's weak. Even a weak La Niña is a big deal, driving weather patterns from October through December. It's the planet's thermostat, setting up a domino effect for the season ahead. Understanding La Niña is the key to unlocking the forecast. With La Niña in charge, the world's climate is set for another dramatic chapter. La Niña, the cool phase of the El Niño Southern Oscillation, typically brings cooler waters to the central and eastern Pacific Ocean, which in turn influences weather patterns across the globe. But what does this mean for the months ahead as we move from October into December 2025? The main story is warmth, persistent, widespread, and hard to ignore. Despite La Niña's reputation for cooling, the global temperature outlook for late 2025 is still dominated by above-average warmth. This is a reflection of the ongoing influence of climate change, which continues to push global temperatures higher year after year. Most land areas, from the Americas to Europe, Africa, and Asia, are predicted to be warmer than their historical averages. Even regions that typically feel La Niña's cooling touch are not immune. The heat will be felt in cities and countrysides alike, affecting agriculture, water resources, and daily life for millions. This fits a long-term trend. Above normal temperatures are the new normal. But there are exceptions. Pockets of cooler air will persist, especially in the Bering Sea and the Gulf of Alaska, where ocean currents and atmospheric patterns combine to keep things chillier than elsewhere. Parts of the Indian subcontinent are also expected to buck the warming trend. Here, the interplay of monsoon rains and La Niña's influence could bring some relief from the heat, with temperatures closer to or even below seasonal norms. And in Southeast Asia, the story is similar. Cloud cover, rainfall, and regional weather patterns may combine to keep conditions near normal or even a bit cooler, offering a contrast to the widespread warmth elsewhere. The warmth will be most widespread in October and November, when much of the northern hemisphere is still transitioning from summer to autumn. Expect unseasonably warm days, extended growing seasons, and perhaps a delay in the arrival of true autumn chill. By December, La Niña's classic pattern emerges more clearly. Northern regions, especially in North America and Eurasia, may finally start to feel a chill, with the first real taste of winter. Meanwhile, southern areas, including parts of the southern United States, southern Europe and Australia, are likely to stay mild, with fewer cold snaps than usual. So, it's a global story with local twists. Every region will experience these changes differently, shaped by geography, ocean currents, and atmospheric dynamics. The headline is warmth, but the details matter. Local forecasts, short-term weather events, and unexpected shifts can all play a role in how these trends are felt on the ground. La Niña means we're watching for those cooler pockets, places where the usual rules don't always apply, and surprises can still happen. Global weather is interconnected. A change in one place can mean surprises elsewhere. The atmosphere and oceans are in constant conversation, and what happens in the Pacific can ripple out to affect weather patterns thousands of miles away. So, as we look ahead to late 2025, keep an eye on the big picture, but don't forget the local details. Let's zoom in on the US next. Let's dive into the US weather outlook for October through December 2025, a season that's shaping up to be anything but ordinary. Meteorologists are watching several key patterns that could make this fall and early winter memorable across the country. To start, much of the central and western United States can expect a notably warm beginning to the season. Temperatures are forecast to run above average, with some areas possibly experiencing record-breaking warmth for this time of year. This means more sunny days, fewer early frosts, and a slower transition into true autumn weather. As a result, autumn will linger longer than usual. Expect vibrant fall colors to stick around well into November, especially in the Midwest and Rockies. Outdoor activities like hiking and late-season barbecues could be on the table for weeks longer than normal, but as we move into December, the weather story begins to shift. La Niña, a climate pattern known for shaking up North American weather, will start to flex its muscles. This means changes are on the horizon, especially for the northern half of the country. The polar jet stream is expected to dip farther south than usual, opening the door for cold Canadian air to surge into the northwest and northern plains. This shift could bring the first real taste of winter, with temperatures dropping quickly and the potential for early snowstorms. For residents in these northern regions, the change could feel abrupt, a sudden flip from a mild, extended fall to colder than average conditions. Early snowfalls and icy mornings may catch some by surprise, so it's wise to prepare ahead of time. Meanwhile, the southern U.S. tells a different story. Warm and dry conditions are likely to persist, especially in the southwest and southern plains. This raises concerns about ongoing drought, low reservoir levels, and increased wildfire risk in some areas. It's a classic north-south split. While cities like Seattle and Minneapolis brace for chilly wet weather, places like Miami and Phoenix will enjoy mild temperatures and plenty of sunshine. The contrast will be striking, with some Americans bundling up while others are still in shorts. Of course, not all weather models agree on just how cold it will get up north, or how long the warmth will last in the south. But the overall trend is clear: a warm start, followed by a significant cool down in the northern states as winter approaches. The forecast remains dynamic, and meteorologists will be closely monitoring the evolving patterns. Stay tuned for updates as the season progresses, because surprises are always possible when it comes to the weather. Now let's head south of the border and see what's in store for our neighbors. Scene transition. South and Central America, plus the Caribbean, are in for above normal temperatures. From Colombia to Argentina, and across Central America, warmth dominates October to December. This impacts agriculture, water, and daily life. No dramatic flip like in the US, just steady warmth. Travelers to Brazil, Peru, or Chile should expect milder conditions than usual. Central America and the Caribbean will also see a blanket of warmth, possibly affecting tourism and the timing of the dry season. The key, take away consistent, widespread warmth for this region. The Caribbean islands too will enjoy extended beach weather, but warmer seas can stress marine life. Let's cross the Atlantic to Africa. Africa's story for late 2025? Warmth, almost everywhere. Northern Africa, the Sahara, and much of the continent will be warmer than usual, impacting crops, water, and daily routines. The warmth stretches from the Mediterranean deep into the southern hemisphere. For the Caribbean, it's more of the same above normal temperatures, good for tourism but tough on coral reefs. Few exceptions are noted. Expect a mild end to 2025, with winter's chill arriving late or not at all. This fits the global pattern: widespread warmth, even with La Niña. Now, let's see what's happening in Asia. Asia's forecast is a mixed bag for late 2025. Some areas, like the northeastern Indian subcontinent and the Himalayas, will be warmer than average, affecting snowpack and water supplies. But Southeast Asia, including Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia, could see near normal or cooler temperatures thanks to La Niña's influence. More rain and clouds here may keep things cooler and wetter. The interior western Indian subcontinent may also buck the warming trend. So, while much of Asia warms, some regions will feel a different effect. It's a continent of contrasts. La Niña paints with a varied brush. Regional details matter more than ever. That's why local forecasts are key. But how reliable are these predictions? Seasonal forecasts are our best scientific guess, not a guarantee. Meteorologists use complex models, crunching data from oceans, winds, and more. The climate system is always changing. If La Niña is stronger or weaker than expected, the forecast shifts. Other wildcards, like the polar vortex, can override seasonal patterns and bring sudden cold snaps. That's why we update forecasts as new data comes in. Think of this as the first draft of the weather story for late 2025. We'll keep revising as the season unfolds. So, what should you remember? Here's what matters for late 2025. La Niña is back, steering global weather from October through December. Most of the world will be warmer than average despite La Niña's cooling in the Pacific. Watch for exceptions. Southeast Asia, the Gulf of Alaska, and northern US could turn cooler, especially in December. In the US, expect a mild start, then a north-south split as winter arrives. Remember, this is a long-range outlook, not a promise. The strength of La Niña and other factors will shape the final outcome. We'll keep updating the forecast as new data comes in. Stay tuned, plan ahead, and keep your winter coat handy if you're up north. That's your weather outlook for the end of 2025. Thanks for watching. See you next time.